Hey YouTube, Rick Marks here. We're still looking at the digital minimalism. As you can see, I'm really getting happy because we're past the halfway mark in the book. I'm getting closer and closer to the end, which then means I move on to something else, which means more content, more enjoyment, more, airing my thoughts around what this, I suppose, imparts into me. So I wanted to think, and I've been building on this for a little while, about like the intentional get-togethers that we used to have in the 1990s and the 2000s. We don't even have to go for a coffee. Like coffee back in the 1990s and 2000s, cafes and stuff were there, but they weren't kind of to the degree they are today. It's almost become a cultural norm, at least in Australia. I can't speak around the world because I don't know, but in Australia particularly, like where we used to catch up and go for a walk, we would catch up for a run or a bike ride, we would catch up for soccer games, like random different relationships and friendships. Now I wasn't a soccer player myself, didn't really particularly like it, but one of my friends was, and so I went and got a pair of boots to go and catch up with him for soccer. I probably bought a lot of stuff back then to meet the friendships requirements, if that makes sense. So I had a mountain bike to go off with my mate who had a mountain bike, and that was his passionate hobby and stuff. And so when I would catch up, we'd go mountain biking, and that was sort of the activity we would do. Well, I feel like today we're almost no longer doing that. And not that we all have to do that specific chasing other people's hobbies, I guess might be one way to look at it. But even going and meeting with the people who are our circle. Now, there are great options out there. Like, this is never about discouraging technology. It's more about finding how much technology you need to make your life better and using the technology to do that. Jump onto Facebook and you can find your local group that is into just about any hobby, and they're your people. You start even with just your hobby and then get a location like required more specifically. There are a lot of other places, I don't even know if you Yahoo groups. Like there used to be so many things back in the early days of the internet where you had a lot of just places you could go to meet other people that were interested in the same things as you. When you're doing something that is, so let's just take crocheting. You're into crocheting, you think it's awesome, you want to meet more people like-minded. You jump on, you find a Facebook group. They have a meet coming up. Go along to the meet. Don't look at your phone. Give them 100%. And give the relationships, the friendships, the meets, make new friends from there. If you need to, take a notepad with you as well. Get rid of the fact you don't need your phone to put their phone number in so you can meet up next week for a coffee or expand on the relationship and build a friendship. Find the ways where you're going to actually, I guess it's like, this is that slowing down, this is like thinking ahead. We used to carry like a pocket size address book, probably no bigger or smaller than probably that. It was probably a bit thinner than that. And we'd have name and number, or name, number, address where they lived. And that was our contact list, 1990s, 2000s. Think about how and where you're going to trip up because you're going to go, oh, I need my phone. And go, is there an alternative? Now, you might look at that and go, yeah, but that's going to cut down trees and cause environmental. But you need to work out, is the cost of that maybe a couple bucks for an address book, is that going to stop the addiction, now thinking about the term of addiction, of picking up your phone? Because once you pick up your phone, you put their phone number in it, and then you go, oh, whilst I'm on my phone, I'll just check. And I'll just. And this is, similar to the mindset of alcoholics, poker machine addictions. Like addictions are in every way, shape and form. It's anything that you cannot control and it controls you. are you going to fall into a trap of being like, oh, well, I just needed to check my emails, and I just needed to then, after I finished checking my emails and I saw that, this email, then I had to check my bank account to make sure that it's a spiral, and before you know it, you're back in your phone and you're now not actually in that engagement with the person. You just got their contact details. Now they would feel much better had you just given them your all and your 100% and gone analog. Let's catch up next week. And then when you catch up, don't have your phone. Don't be tethered to your phone. They often encourage, like, lock it in the glove box of the car if you feel you're still going to need it. There is value to having your phone. Don't get me wrong. These days, like with credit cards and scams and fraud and all that stuff, I run with almost nothing on my cards. I move the money from one account into my card, I buy what I need to buy, and that is done. So I need my phone in order to do that. But I could do that transfer, $50 for instance, onto my card, leaving it in the glove box, go in, have my meeting, have my catch up with them, I pay for my food, my drink, whatever, and I still haven't had my phone. If you feel that you're going to need it because, the hospital might call in regards to your sick parent or whatever, like, you need to work out the calibration that you need to do, but you need to remember, find those quality relationships, find those people where you can have really good conversation again about anything, everything, philosophies, thoughts. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? How does that make you feel? Learn about people, because I think that's where we're lacking these days. I think that's why we've seen an increase after even COVID. The mental health and everything that a lot of people are experiencing, the challenges, all stems from the fact of isolation. We are not designed to be in isolation. The amount of, what ifs that we play because we put up a photo of our baby on Instagram and no one's liked it yet, and it's like been 5 minutes and no one's liked it. It's been a day and like 3 people have liked it now. We start to go, do people not like me? Do people not like my baby? What if? We hypotheticalize all this stuff. Reality is the world's going on around you and you're the main star in your world, which is why I keep saying, design your world around you. Don't worry about all the peripherals, don't worry about the others. Post your photos if that's what you're choosing to do, but don't be attached to it. Don't be worrying about why no one's liked it or why 50 million people have liked it. Work out the value that creates for you, and if it's warm fuzzies, and that's great, and you can get that without negative components to it, fantastic. But you've got to put those factors in and work out the value. You've got to do the work yourself, and that equation looks different for every individual. Work out where you can leave your phone out of the picture, go back to analog, go back to carrying a diary, go back to having an address book of the people who actually matter. I was joking last night, I was out for dinner and I said, I remember back when you get a new phone, these old style phones, you sat and entered in off your old phone to your new phone your contacts. So you weren't putting 575 or whatever people into your new phone. That was going to take you way too long to be worth it in your contacts. You really kind of did your shaving. And so that was then, I remember myself looking back through the contact list and going, I haven't talked to them in a while. They haven't talked to me in a while. Do I really feel like there's value there? Didn't necessarily use all that words, but was value there or not? I don't know. But there's probably a lot of people that have dropped off my outer sphere, and I don't feel a loss, and I'm sure they don't feel a loss because no one ever said anything or did anything to change it. You take control, work out what matters, work out whose contacts need to be in your address book, and you know what's even better? Your battery dies, you've got a book there that's got yours, your partners, your parents, your possibly in-laws, the people who matter. And if you need to call them, you can call them from any phone. You can borrow somebody else's phone. If you dropped yours in the lake or you couldn't find it anymore, there's multiple benefits to it. Have a fantastic day, hit thumbs up, and you'll see me in the next video. Thanks for watching, bye.